everyone, long time no talk. I've decided to start making YouTube videos again, but instead of speed draws, I'm gonna be branching out into more comic-based videos and other art-related videos. Either way, not speed draws with music that's impossible to find. Beginning now. You see, I recently did the 100 Days of Comics Challenge, and by recently, I mean at the beginning of this year, in February. And before y'all say anything, yeah, I know, it's almost the end of the year when this video is being made. However, this doesn't matter. I did it, and even if I only made it to day 77, I think anyway, I still walked away with a few valuable lessons that I think everyone should hear. So without further delay, here are 4 things I learned during the 100 Days of Comics Challenge. Number 1. A little bit is still a lot. I never worked for very long on things during this challenge for multiple reasons. One being, I've been quite down for a few years now, so the amount of time I can get myself to do anything I love, or anything in general, has drastically gone down. Another being other life things in general. You know, like everyone else, basically. Thankfully, I found that just 20 minutes of straight concentration not only was not stressful, but it yielded quite a bit of work. Granted, it isn't as much as, say, 4 hours of concentration. But, like most people, I just couldn't spare that kind of time. 20 minutes doesn't seem like a whole lot in general, but when you add it up across multiple days, the work adds up as well. Not to mention the little wins kind of helped me start to find my mojo again, and add more time as the challenge went on. And even if I didn't finish the 100 Days of Comics challenge, I was still able to find out how long I can work at a time, and incorporate it into the Pomodoro method while working later on. But even on bad days, I still know I did something, and that's good enough. Little steps are little steps after all. Number 2. Scripts are a godsend. I didn't write scripts during my first go at comic making, and that led to a rather bad comic and story overall. So while doing this challenge, I decided to write some scripts as if I was working with a partner. What this did was allow me to completely figure out the pages, from what happens on them to how many I'll be making for that individual chapter, even if the number can still change later. You see, I have bad memory, and sometimes life gets me busy. The scripts helped me decipher the drunk scribbles I called thumbnails even a month later. Maybe more. To some, a script might seem rigid and against the creative flow. I know that's how it was for me in the very beginning. However, it's not. If anything, it allows for the most creativity. Well, after brainstorming and outlining, that is. You can do anything and everything. It isn't until the second draft and beyond that you gotta actually get serious about spotting mistakes. Writing a script makes thumbnailing easier, page making easier, and allows you to make all the mistakes story-wise and character-wise before you're throwing the final product at your readers. Not to mention, it's fun once you let loose, and it's useful when you have unreliable memory, like me, or a busy life. Number 3, characters must be finished. Okay, I learned this when I worked on my first shot at a comic, but the lesson kind of got cemented when I did the challenge. When writing a comic or any kind of story, you can't use half-baked characters. That just puts a ton of unneeded extra work and stress on you in the long run. A finished character won't need to have new things added that might mess with the story. You know where they're going, and you know what could, would, or even should happen with them. My first shot at a comic, though, I thought I could develop my OC Zane, now Amity, in the story, only to find that did not help, and I wrote a story that was not what I envisioned. In the comic challenge, I fleshed out my characters and have been having a very easy time writing them in the story. I know their character, and I know what they are or will be doing. Now, this doesn't mean you need to know every detail, but it does mean you need to know their flaws, the part of the backstory that matters, little quirks that they do, etc., etc. Sounds like a lot, but trust me, it isn't. And once you start just figuring them out, your future self will thank you in writing. Number 4. There's always something to do. There's a lot of work that goes into making a comic, yeah. Sometimes you might not even feel like doing one step that day. But you still want, or you still need, to work on your comic. So, what now? Well, good news! There is always something else you can do in its place. say you don't feel like writing your script right now. Well, there's always those reference sheets that can be done. Maybe even designing future characters or scenes can also add a bit more lore to the world for a future event to make sense too. Not to mention thumbnailing, actually making the pages. There's a lot you can do. That can be overwhelming, but in the end, it just keeps you busy every day so that you don't ever end up in like this weird quiet slump where it's like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing right now? I was forced to learn all this because I was determined to update my Twitter every day, and if I didn't update that day, then I failed. And I refused to fail. Which is funny since I never actually finished the challenge. No matter, even if I didn't finish it, I was able to learn stuff from it anyway, and that's actually the entire reason I decided to do the 100 Days of Comics challenge. Well, that and to start a new story that had been plaguing my mind for months beforehand. I hope this taught y'all something, and if not, then I hope that comic creators can be happy to hear a noob like me is actually learning the art of making comics. Slowly, but surely. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!